Hello, my name is Nathan Havlick. Today I will be informing you on satisfaction within a car rental. I hope that with this informative speech, I will be able to outline three main points on the steps it takes to make sure a customer is completely satisfied with their rental. With those three steps, you have understanding your customer's needs, cleaning and maintaining the cars, and returning the cars. So with your first step, you have understanding your customer's needs. So a lot of times in the mornings, you will be able to see what cars you need to rent and the customers you're going to be having coming in. So some of them are going to be in a crappy mood because their insurance is paying for the rental because they were in an accident or that there's damage to their car and it's getting fixed. Second would be your business guys, which are mostly people that are renting through their company and they're just trying to get in and out and get on the road for their travels. And then you have people that come in for road trips because they don't want to put miles on their cars. And then you have people who are coming in because they want to try out a new car because they're looking to buy a car. So with understanding your customers, you need to be personal. You need to go in and make sure you're greeting them, asking them how their day is starting, how's it going, what can they do to make your day better. If you have a surplus of cars and let's say they prefer a bigger car, give them a free upgrade. And in that sense, you do help build that customer satisfaction. It's always important to be considerate of what the customer needs and what the customer wants, and just making sure that their day starts better because of you or becomes better because of you. And that was pulled from Charm Lehman from 6 Ways to Keep Your Clients Happy. So with understanding the customers, you need to make sure that you move forward with the rental process in understanding what they need, what they want, and trying to mix that together. With that, you will get your paperwork and everything filled out, started on, and completed. And once that process is done and you have a better connection with them, you've started communicating with them and things like that, trying to build a personal relationship with them, you go into my second main point, which is the cleaning and maintaining of cars. So with that step, that's a very important step because the meeting and getting the rental, getting all the paperwork and stuff like that, that's 5-10 minutes. Returning the car, again, 5-10 minutes. But that clean car, that car that they drive off in, that is your product. That is what you were giving them. So with that, you need to make sure that it is clean, that it is perfect, at least to the standards of the company. So with cleaning and maintaining the cars, you do your routine. The service agent will get the car. They will go through the car, make sure no belongings or trash were left in the vehicle. And then once done with that, vacuum the floorboards, vacuum the seats, and then move on to touching up the interior. So wiping down the cup holders, the screens, the door jambs, and things like that. And then moving on to the windows, making sure the interior windows don't have any fingerprints, smudges, hair gel, hairspray, things like that. Things that normally get left on vehicles when you lean against them and things like that. And then once that's done, once the interior's done, you pop the hood, you make sure that the windshield wiper fluid's good, you check the air pressure of the tires, make sure they're still up to standards. And then once done with that, you can begin the exterior part. The exterior part is important in the fact that you kind of want something presentable for when they walk up. You don't want them to be turned away immediately when they walk up to the vehicle because there's bugs or bird poop or dirt on the back bumper and the tire wells, things like that. So you want to make sure you walk around the vehicle cleaning up those areas that need to be cleaned and then washing it. So once you're done washing it, the service agent will typically drive it to the spot, leave the trunk open for the customer so the customer has an easier access to put his luggage or belongings or things like that into the vehicle. And then once that's over, you go back to your understanding your customer's needs, and the representative will be putting the customer in the vehicle, doing routine checks, making sure that the car is comfortable for them, making sure that the car is what the customer needs. If it's not, Typically, they will try to get them switched out into something that's more comfortable for them. If we don't have it, then we try to help them out by saying gas is on us or things like that that will just kind of make it a little easier, kind of help with that customer satisfaction. And then they sign their final paperwork, they take the car, they move on, right? And then a couple days later, or however long the rental lasts for, the car will return. And that leads me into my third main point. Car return. Car return is very important in the fact that that's kind of your last step. That's your last face-to-face meeting with the customer. So once the car returns, you ask the customer, how was the rental? Are you completely satisfied with what you were given, what you drove? And if yes, good, great. If you get a survey phone call, please say completely satisfied. That's how that branch passes, is with as many completely satisfied as possible. And that goes into the SQI score. Your SQI score is your service score. It's kind of like everything's broken into points. So face-to-face customer interactions, car cleanliness, car drivability, things like that are all factored into questions if they do not say completely satisfied. And then it goes into more questions, and once they get those questions answered, you get a score based on what the customer's complaints were and or being completely satisfied. That is pulled from the London Times or London article about the bringing of the SQI into Europe and things like that to help them better their vehicles, just like the United States, and change the standard across the board. With that, we go into kind of just summarizing everything with the car, and I would say that understanding your customers' needs, cleaning and maintaining the cars, and the car return, so the face-to-face interaction at the very end, are very important for a completely satisfied customer. With your completely satisfied customer, you know that you did your job 100%. You gave your best foot forward, and with that, you know that you did your job. And I want to thank you for your time, and that is my speech on making sure you have a completely satisfied customer with a car rental.